I'm Eric Schneider, you're watching Schneider Classics, and well, you know what, we're moving stuff around. You can see the box is up, the frame is moved up, the van is over there, but today, can't even see it, we're going to work on the Ford that's over here, because I need to get this Ford done. We started cleaning out the garage, getting it ready. I think I'm going to try and insulate this before this winter too, which means this has to get completely organized and cleaned, and then we'll pull one side, do it, put everything back, and do the other side, do it and put everything back. Which means I gotta figure my shit out, because one, if this place is insulated and we can work on it, we can do small stuff, small vehicles, because you gotta think, this is only like, I think it's only 7 feet high to the studs here. So I can fit small cars, small trucks, stuff like that in here, not that van. So we're gonna try and figure that out too, because I'd love to a permanent working space where we can keep doing bodywork, keep doing everything in here. But right now I'm gonna get set up so we can keep doing, hammering away on bodywork. All right, I have no light, so we're using my phone. That means I'm just gonna probably sand without the camera and get stuff done. You know, or you just rig up your lawnmower and use the headlights off your lawnmower to light up your work.
I'm into you, I play it cool, but you call my bluff. It's a passion that I can't cover up. Singing melodies just for you, dancing LEDs in the room, light up your pretty little face. Don't know what you do, something just feels right. Yeah, yeah. You ever need someone, I will provide you somewhere to run and to hide to. Give me your attention, this is right where you need to be. Like Inception, won't you live in a dream with me? You'll get all my affection, affection, affection. Oh, affection, affection, affection. Yeah.
Now that we got most of the body work done, some quick first coats all over. You can see around down. I got to wet sand it again because I had some runs there. We're gonna have to sand it down with 1000 grit and polish all the paint to kind of match. But let's pop this hood, get her here, and now for the fun part, underneath the hood, in the dark. As soon as I can remember how to open this hood. Oh, there we go. Oh, what a beautiful bastard you are. We have to change that manifold. Yay! That means all of the intake has to come off as well. And that's the last thing this truck needs, is that, and then some final touch-ups. Well, I'm gonna do a wheel alignment and stuff on it too. But now, all true for this. The only reason I'm kind of doing this next part is because they said they might give me some money back. So if we come into the nice warm house and go, what's in the box? Right there, first off the hop, is the gaskets we need. And they all came from Parts Avatar. So if you look in here, new exhaust manifold with studs and exhaust gasket. Let's take all this out of the box and take a good look at it. Alright, okay, just right here, there's our between the manifold and intake gasket. This is the exhaust and intake manifold to the block. Studs and new exhaust gasket and new manifold. That is. Now here's the biggest thing, I won't lie, Parts Avatar 1 was my most affordable option. Anything over $100 is free shipping. So this being an expensive item, everywhere else was practically double the cost plus shipping. This I luckily just had to be on sale and was a really good price. So we bought it on Parts Avatar. That's the truth. It's we saved money on it. We spent I think I spent like $350 on it versus everywhere else wanted at least $6. And then we spent about $50 on that gasket, and I just ordered it through them because I was like, well, they'll just package it together and send it out anyways. So that's what happened. As you see, this is just this thing. I hate this thing, but it works well and it does what it's supposed to. It's supposed to allow gases into the chamber better to heat up the intake, as well as allow gases into the EGR, which also is what this does. This plug is for. It's for the EGR. It's crazy. This is cast, and you just can see, like, you can see the nice welded plate in there, and then you can see all these rough edges from it being cast. But it was machined very nicely. And as long as it seals up what we need it to do, and it is what it is what we need, we'll be good. So this will get left here for a moment as we go take off the other one. This is gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna get in here and blow off as much as I can. There wasn't much in this truck to begin with. Alright, this is not going to be fun, but we got to do it anyways. Oh, clips don't break. Oh, really break. Holy crap. Alright, so this thing does not want to be taken apart at all. So carburetor's off easily with just the removal of that bolt. I'm guessing that's a stud, but the stud came with the bolt, so I'm not too worried about it. Oh, it looks like this EGR is literally just put on. Oil tube off. We skipped some steps and got the exhaust manifold out. This one is cracked right there, and right here. You can see that crack pretty good. So that manifold's not good, so we put a new one in. Also, there's play in here. You can see that. No play here because it's brand new. And also this came with a delete port. I already removed that. And this piece goes to the carburetor. I'm gonna use some exhaust putty on that when I do install it and put it in right there, and it hooks up to the carb for your exhaust. But I did take the delete port over here to the EGR and put it right there where it is a vacuum, and it's a vacuum leak. So instead of having that out, and I did have a plug there, which I guess I have to put a new one on, delete that. And I'm gonna tell whoever has it next, you can take this off and put it into there, but you then have to build a spacer, because on the bottom of this there is a port right there that thusly goes into the intake right there. So you will have to build a spacer slash delete plate to delete the EGR, which I don't have the time and patience for, so I'm not doing. This intake is, I'm not gonna lie, cracked right there and there. And there are two little pieces right there, a nub, and you can tell they've been broken for a long time and they were just cinched up, tightened up. But as you can see, we have removed all of that. The two bolts in here I just got with the grinder, lifted up, shaking the exhaust up and down until I could get a spot where I could get the grinder in and cut two bolts just from in here, not from underneath, just from above, whatever. Did that, cut them off. This is a downshift linkage for the carburetor, as well as, because we cleaned all this up, I went ahead and, because this will sit overnight, you can see some of these valves are a little gruddy. There's a pool of automatic transmission fluid, brake fluid, a little bit of gear oil, and gasoline mixture sitting on the valves. So as this sits overnight and sits while I'm working and I'm gonna get the manifold back on, it should help break up just a little bit of that carbon. And then of course you'll floor it, run it a couple times to spit all that crap out. Or, you know, disconnect, just pull the coil wire, spin it a couple times, kick all the crap out, put the coil wire back in, put some fresh gas in it, and away you go. Because there's the gas line. Let's get back to work on this thing, because I want to get done this. It's 11 o'clock at night, but we're finishing this. We're getting her done. And that is the nice thing, that this comes with brand new studs. Again, Parts Avatar actually here is really helping out. This kit comes with studs. I mean, this is a Dorman part, so maybe it comes with a Dorman part, but I got mine from Parts Avatar. It came with the gasket between the exhaust here, brand new studs, and the bolts, which is awesome. And these also, you know what, I'm just starting them in hand. The studs, when you put on the screw, and once you tighten everything down, it tightens with it. They both tighten right. As you see now, it's coming out with the bolt. They stick some Loctite on there too, just to make sure it's all good. And here's our new gasket and our old gasket. So you can see there's a gasket here for in between the two surfaces. Well, this didn't have one before, so there was some of our exhaust problems. And the exhaust gasket here, you can see here it's separated and it was leaking, and here it's separated and was leaking. And you can also see there's just some gases there, whatnot. I hope you guys can see on my end of the camera, it's showing this all showing up blue, so maybe I'll have to show this in daylight. But it was leaking at 3 ports for sure. Yeah, it looks like 4 here. It was leaking through the exhaust ports. Yeah, right up here too, it's rotted out. But it was leaking through the ports, which is not good. So now we got to get this new gasket on, manifold back on, and then put the intake back on and get this all done. And one trick with the intake, because this intake is funky, one bolt goes from underneath. As you can see here underneath, the threads are right there, and the other 2 bolts go from above. See, One goes through the bottom here, and the other two thread in to the manifold. So this manifold and intake are very, very much combined. But I'm just saying, fucking pitter patter here, get at her, and knock this all back together. Well, it's running. It shakes a little bit. I don't like that, but I don't know if these inline sixes just shake. 'Cause I've never had one. First one I've ever had. So the manifold's done on this thing. I just want to do some light sanding and a last coat of paint on the areas. And then we can figure out what we're doing later, polish wise or whatever. Get that bumper on, get the taillights back in, and this truck's going out. Well, I'm put the tailgate back on. I'm thinking about painting the tailgate, just not tonight. But get this back on, and this will be going tomorrow, hopefully, and getting safetied. But tonight I need to take the brake booster off of that thing right now, because as soon as I get home tomorrow and she comes back with the other rebuilt brake booster, I need to hook up the trailer and the truck and go straight to scrap, empty the trailer, and then head out to pick up an estate, a little bit of a estate lot that we just bought, which I don't have money for, but it was such a good deal. It was so hard to pass on. It's a nice big toolbox and air compressor and shop stuff. I'll shut up and we'll go work on that red truck and pull the brake booster off. And also when we have time, I have a new master cylinder to go on here as well, because this one is leaking back into the booster. So we'll be changing that sometime this week. But I need my booster done right away, ASAP first. Then we're gonna get this all done.
Into any room, then it's a room with a fine view. What I gotta do, heavenly angel. Oh, tell me what you say, girl, at my table. There's an empty seat in my heart. Yeah, yeah. Won't you get to know me? Sit down. You're with me now.
Well, the rear of the truck is all put back together. Bumpers in place, lenses are in, tailgate's on. Again, I don't know, like, I kind of like the red, it breaks it up, but I think the tailgate's got to be painted yellow. Pop, 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 pop. Truck looks 100 times better than what it did. Looks like a straight little old truck. Yeah, see, that tailgate just needs to be yellow. Oh, I can't wait to do before and after pictures with this, as well as sand it down, polish it. I don't know if I should sand it down, polish it, or try and dull up this paint. Runs so nice. Well, I'm done for at least tonight.